Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. Live and streaming to you from over the internet. That's what you can expect if you plan to watch the Joseph Parker and Hughie Fury fight on September 23rd if you live in the UK and Northern Ireland. So in a move that has surprised many, I must say many, including myself, judging by the response on social media at least, Hennessy Sports, who promotes Fury, has partnered with YouTube. Yes, YouTube, as its broadcast partner. See the tweet on screen. I'm going to cover off the good, the bad, and the ugly with this one. And the fact, actually, Hennessy might have cut across Parker's promoter, Duco Events, and might actually poach some of their potential customers in the Southern Hemisphere. Okay, let's go. So another tweet on screen here from Hennessy the announcement. I gotta say, I'll start by saying, when I said the other day it wouldn't surprise me now if they stream the fight live across the internet, well, I was lying because I am surprised. I mean, that was more of a flippant throwaway comment. I was being facetious, but actually, true to form, it has come to fruition. So the details. I've put where you can go on YouTube to find this thing in the description box. Essentially, for the next 10 days or so, Hennessy Sports is running an early bird special of £10 for the UK and €12 for Northern Ireland. It jumps up another £5 respectively, pounds and euros, in the week of the fight. Apparently, the undercard, judging by this YouTube page, is going to be streamed free. Okay, just to catch you up with the other broadcasting arrangements for New Zealand, Australia and Samoa so we can compare. $39.95 in New Zealand on Sky Arena pay-per-view. And this next bit is new, so Duco Events has confirmed to me that in Australia it will be shown on Main Event and in Samoa on TV3. I don't have any further details on that, but TV3 in Samoa and Main Event in Australia. Okay, so where to start? There certainly is a bit to unpack here, but YouTube and platforms like it, they represent the way of the future and undoubtedly will be a cheaper event to run because of the platform Hennessy is rolling with. So going with YouTube, it is a very progressive option. But here's the thing. Here is the thing. This is the rub. When the event is seemingly, and this is the Parker Fury fight and its build-up, when it is seemingly beset by perceived problems with ticket sales and other matters, including paying Joseph Parker's promoters, Duco Events, its purse share, they paid them late, and then you leave the UK broadcast details announcement to 2.5 weeks out from the fight? Well, that doesn't look deliberate. It doesn't look credible. It looks like something thrown together at the last minute because you ran out of options to broadcast the fight. It is clearly plan B, or C, or D, or whatever, but it clearly wasn't the first choice. And there is no way for Hennessy to deny it. They've stitched themselves up on this one. It would have been another story entirely had Hennessy announced this web-based pay-per-view platform several weeks or months ago, and had it been front and center in the promotional material. But it wasn't. This looks pure and simple like some scrambling effort that they've managed to claw together at the last second because other options have fallen over and haven't come through. So I really hope if this pay-per-view flops, and I'm not saying it will, but if it does, I hope they don't blame it on the platform. YouTube is a solid platform, but arranging something so very different from a traditional broadcaster in just over 2 weeks, well, that's a big ask. Go look for yourself. They are just building on a pretty average-looking YouTube channel. It doesn't look uber professional. And we should be expecting that, right? Throw some dollars in there, make it look good, get a graphic designer in. It just looks like they've just, sort of zhushed it up around the edges. Or maybe not even that. And I really do like the idea of YouTube pay-per-view. But if you really want to make it work, how about make it the #1 option from the get-go? Announce it a period of months out. Drive people to the platform so they can check it out. Even have some dummy runs to condition people to it. Get them used to it. So we're just over 2 weeks out from this thing, and all of a sudden you're going to have this pay-per-view on YouTube, and you think people are just going to naturally flock to it? It is new. You got to do this sort of stuff over time. Dropping all this on fans virtually the last minute, well, I will let you out there as the fan make your own mind up whether that is a good thing or otherwise. Okay, price. Clearly they've had to discount it to try draw in the fans. The undercard, well, it appears to be free for the UK and Northern Ireland viewers. But in all honesty, it should be. It is made up of a bunch of lighter weight guys not many people have ever heard of or are really interested in actually seeing. There will be some hardcores, some people from Manchester who really want to see a couple of those fights, but most of it's a heavyweight title fight and you've got these bunch of lighter weight guys on there. Where is the actual decent undercard for people to watch? I guess actually that's in other videos, I'll leave that alone. But £10, that does seem reasonable. 15, well, that's after the early bird special wears off. That feels like that might be on the border, especially given the quality of the card and the quality of other cards that other promoters put on. But all in all, 15, it's still not too bad. Well, it is actually if you're paying for it in New Zealand. And this is the entire fight, $39.95. And even when you sort of convert that price, you're clearly, if you're in New Zealand, paying a premium for the fight. Maybe it isn't as much as other Joseph Parker fights in the past, but you look at the UK price there, £10 for an early bird special, that's the equivalent of $18. $18. And even then at 15, it's what? It's still under $30, so 27, something like that. So I wonder, and some of you will know where I'm going with this now, have Hennessy actually thought this through? Have they thought all the technology and the details around this through? Because here is the potential kicker. If New Zealanders want to use technology like a virtual private network, VPN, they could catch the fight at a much cheaper rate. Other methods could also be employed. There are other methods. So I'm not sure how Duco Events, which owns the New Zealand, Australian and Samoan broadcasting rights, not sure how they're going to feel about the readily available options / technologies being available for people to catch the fight at a cheaper cost, and instead people could be lining Hennessy Sports' pockets instead of Duco's. I would imagine they would be none too pleased with that. I mean, none of it is rocket science, and surely Hennessy Sports could, if they'd done a scrap of research, they'd know that they are leaving Duco exposed here. They really are. So I've actually posed a couple of questions to Duco on this, so watch this space. Maybe we'll have an update in the next day or two. But I guess in terms of wrapping this up, I would say I don't hate the YouTube pay-per-view option. I actually think, this is probably where some fights are going, especially to bring down production costs and that sort of thing. But I guess just on production costs, what can we actually expect here? What are the production values going to be like? Is this going to be in a super professional occasion? I mean, remember, if you're paying for it back in New Zealand, you might actually see something and you go, this isn't the normal standard that I'm expecting. I would hope that it will be. You'd hope it would be. But I guess when this is designed to go on to the web, things might be run differently. The production value may come down a bit. We will have to see on this one. There's a couple of unknowns with that side of things. But what I don't like about this whole thing, it's the execution. It's the execution. To surprise people this late in the piece, well, it's a douche move. But then again, I guess it's not out of kilter with the way that the rest of the build-up has been going. It's been all over the place and like the Twilight Zone at times. I'm still trying to get my head around it all. I see people are starting to go in on Hennessy about this latest development on social media and elsewhere. So we'll just have to sort of see where this lands. I mean, I do want this event to be a success because it's a world title fight after all. It's the champ with his mandatory challenger. But all these outside issues, it's become the story. The fight is not the story, it's the build-up. And that in itself is a tragedy. So how the event, and in particular the pay-per-view, turns out, anyone's guess. Now your thoughts, please. Loud and often, please. Let me know what you think. So follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. Hit like and subscribe. I'm out.